Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I'm Alison. So for today's video, we are doing another foundation test, and it has been a while since I do a foundation review, but technically today we're doing this tinted moisturizer review. So this is the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, oil free. It has the SPF of 20, and I want to test it out for you guys and see how it works for my oily skin. So if you guys are into that, then let's keep on watching. But before we do that, make sure to click the subscribe button down below to subscribe on my channel, because I do a lot of fashion, beauty, lifestyle and foundation review content on my channel. So if you guys are into that, make sure to click the subscribe button. So now let's get into the review on this foundation. Alright guys, so you guys are zoom into my face and get very personal to see my real skin texture. So before we start this tinted moisturizer primer, get this into the test. First, I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I'm gonna use this as a primer, as a base before we apply the foundation. And before primer, I always go in with my concealer. So I'm using Pomegranate concealer in the shade L5. Again, I'm not sure this foundation, did they just change the name, or is this a brand new foundation that's just launched? Because I see their reviews on Sephora.com. The oldest review, it was in 2009, but I never see this foundation. So I was walking around in Sephora and saw this, which is very similar to this foundation, which I already reviewed it on my channel. This is the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Natural Skin Perfector, which has a SPF 30. So this is more like someone who has more dry skin, normal skin, or if you guys are like me, I have oily skin, but during the winter time I'm more towards the normal. So this will be something that I will use during the winter time, just because I have oily skin right now. And with this one, it claims to be oil free, so it might be better for people who have more of an oily skin. So before we start on this foundation review, let's talk about this foundation, what it claims to be. So first of all, this is the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, oil free natural skin perfector. It has an SPF 20 and it is retail for $47, and it comes in 1.7 ounce. And this is claimed to be a lightweight tinted moisturizer with a cult favorite formula that provides a sheer coverage and a blur matte finish. It is a light coverage, gives you a matte finish, and also it has a SPF of 20. And the highlighted ingredient on this tinted moisturizer is oil absorbing powders. So it helps to keep your skin shine free with natural demi matte finish. It has a licorice root extract, if I'm saying it right. It smooths and irritate or trouble skin. Alright, so everything is prepped underneath the skin, and I'm gonna give it a good shake. And for your reference, I am in the shade 1W1 Porcelain. So first of all, let's get into the packaging. So this is what the packaging looks like. It has this very nice matte squeezy tube finish. So the finish of this bottle is actually a matte finish, which indicates it will give you a matte finish on this tinted moisturizer. And I just love the look of it because it looks kind of high-end on the foundation bottle itself. So again, this is a squeezy tube bottle. So on the inside, it doesn't have a pump. Okay, this is what the foundation looks like. I know it's not aesthetic pleasing, but this is what the formula looks like. It's not too watery, and it has that solid finish. Alright, so this foundation, it does claim that you can use your finger to apply it on your face. So I'm gonna try that, because I know tinted moisturizer, it tends to give you less coverage. So if you're using a sponge, it definitely just absorbs the coverage on this tinted moisturizer. So I'm gonna use my fingers, and this is usually my least favorite way to apply my foundation. Putting it out there, let you guys know, definitely there is a light hint of sunscreen scent. So as I'm applying this onto my face, I'm not sure about that matte finish that it claims to be. I don't know if it will dry down, but you guys can see I still have the shine on my face. The coverage is a very light coverage, as it says the name, tinted moisturizer, and it does give me a little shine, which I already have because I do have oily skin. And again, compared to my natural shine, this is what it looks like with the tinted moisturizer on. And I would say it looks very natural finish, and it did kind of just balance out my skin tone. It's not necessarily giving me a lot of coverage. And if you guys can see on the back of my hand, this foundation, it does oxidize a lot. So you guys might want to be aware of it, because the shade range, it gets a little tricky if you guys are looking for this tinted moisturizer because it does oxidize. Alright, so this is one side of my face what it looks like with the tinted moisturizer, and I did put a very light layer, and this is how much I used on this side of my face. So I'm gonna finish up on this side of my face and see how it covers, because you guys can see I have a lot more redness on this side. Okay, I'm gonna use my sponge to do a final touch just to make sure everything is blended out nicely and kind of take out the shine on my face. Alright guys, so the tinted moisturizer is on my face, and now I'm gonna give you guys a quick first impression. So first of all, it's very easy to blend, but it doesn't give me that instant matte, demi-matte finish. I feel like it still gives me that little glow just because I already have oily skin, so that might be why it's giving me that kind of glow underneath the skin. So this tinted moisturizer, as a tinted moisturizer, I think it gives me the enough coverage. It's not too less. A lot of Asian brand tinted moisturizer, they just like nothing for me because it doesn't give me a coverage, and I personally have acne scar that I need to cover, redness on the face. But you guys can see this foundation, it does gives me quite like a medium coverage as a tinted moisturizer, but compared to the foundation, of course it's gonna be different, because if you put on foundation, you want coverage, but if you put on a tinted moisturizer, you just want to balance out your skin, that's it. And it comes with the SPF 20. So if you guys are on the go person, I feel like you guys would love the tinted moisturizer, because if you guys have nothing that you need to cover, you just want to look good and balance it out on your skin tone, this might be a good tinted moisturizer for you, because you can apply it with fingers less than like 5 or 10 minutes and you're good to go. And you guys already have a really good skin, you don't have much of coverage, you just want to look good and have a balanced skin tone. I feel like this will be for you, just right off the bat on my first impression. But right now on my first impression, this foundation, it does have a little stickiness on it because it's not a fully matte finish. So right now I'm gonna set my face with loose setting powder as always because I have oily skin, and I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup and I'll check back in with you guys. So again, first impression, this tinted moisturizer, they did oxidize, so you guys will see the color after it oxidized, it does match my skin tone. So make sure you try it in store to put it on your neck to see and walk around for about 10 to 15 minutes to see how it oxidizes, and if it matches your skin tone, then that would be the color. Alright guys, I'm here to check back in with you guys. It's the end of the day now. It's 7:20, so I've been wearing this foundation for about 7 hours now. So this is the foundation, what it looks like after 7 hours mark. So you guys can see right now my face, I'm pretty shiny compared to, you guys can see my body. So this foundation, I would say first of all, for the first 3 to 4 hours, it hold up pretty nicely. I wasn't super oily. I look very natural finish, like my skin but better kind of finish. And in this 4 hours mark, I did walk my dog for about 10 minutes outside, and it was pretty hot out there, but the tinted moisturizer did not melt on my skin. So the first 4 hours, it was looking great, and after that I would just stay in my house indoor, and this is what it looks like. It gets pretty oily. I'm not even out the door throughout the whole day. I only out the door for about 10 minutes. So this foundation, again, it does get me oily, and again, because this is a tinted moisturizer, so I have oily skin, it's not meant to be for oily skin, I would say. But this formula compared to the last formula right here, this is a lot more moisturized, and it definitely good for my winter time kind of skin type. And this, it claims to be oil free. It kind of gives you a little of a semi matte finish, so I can see this foundation, it wouldn't work for my oily skin. But that's my final thought. This foundation, it gets me a little oily throughout the day, it doesn't hold up. And I know I like the coverage, I know, and I like how easy to apply with fingers. Within that 5-10 minutes, it gets you a very nice, like natural skin looking. So if you guys are someone who have more of a normal skin type and your skin is like perfectly fine, you don't need much of a coverage or acne scar, I feel like this might be the foundation for you. But for me, you guys can see it just produces a lot more oil. So I would rate this foundation or tinted moisturizer, I would say 6 out of 10, just because it does look very natural finish. I don't look very dewy or oily when I apply it on my face. And for the coverage, I feel like it looks pretty good. As a tinted moisturizer, it gives me like 4 out of 5 kind of coverage as what it claims to be. But I have to say it didn't absorb the oil and it didn't work my oily skin. But one thing that you guys have to keep an eye on is the color match, because it does oxidize quite a lot, so you do have to test it out on your neck while you're in the shop and walk around for 5 to 10 minutes and let's see what it oxidizes. Is it gonna oxidize to a shade? So for my foundation Twin C, if you guys are the same shade as I do, I am using 1W1, which is Brazilian, and this foundation, after it oxidized, it matches my skin tone perfectly. But I do love that natural finish. If you just need this foundation or tinted moisturizer for about 3 to 4 hours more, I would say go for it for everyday makeup look. But for me, I would like my coverage and something that is work for my oily skin and at the same time gives me that very natural finish. So again, this might not work for me, but it might work for you, so you guys have to try out yourself to see how your skin like it. So I feel like this foundation is going to be a pass for me just because it didn't work out for me at the end of the day after 7 hours of wear. So I hope this foundation review or tinted moisturizer, I keep saying foundation, tinted moisturizer review help you guys out. And if you guys do like this review, give me a big thumbs up here. And if you guys have any foundation or tinted moisturizer that you guys want me to try out on my skin type, let me know in the comments down below what are the brand and the name of the foundation I will check out and see if I can do a review for you guys. So with that being said, I love you guys and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!